Okay, hello, and welcome to this little juggling video. We're going to go through the series of exercises that can help you learn three beanbag juggling. So start from the beginning. If you're working with a class of children, you might start off by doing some sort of passing exercises around the body, maybe some little throws and catches, dropping it a few times, balancing on different places, dropping it around the back. Hello. So do some of that stuff, and then you start the session. You could start at the beginning each time, and then work your way through the exercises until you get to that hard point where you're finding it difficult. And when you get to that point, one approach is just to jump between the thing you can do and the thing that you can't do, and jump between those two things, and that can help you to progress. So starting off, sitting comfortably anywhere you like to sit that's comfortable for you. You can also stand if that's better, but sitting works well for children because it tends to ground them. And so I'm going to sit like this, and I've got my two big mountains here and my two puddles here. And I'm going to try and do a rainbow throw about eye level over the mountain and into the puddle. And I want to try and keep my hands down low, my shoulders relaxed, and do a throw like this. And the different hands take turns, like that. So it's good to do lots and lots of those throws because having a good regular throw is one of the most important parts of juggling. Then we move on to doing rainbow catches, so a throw and a catch, a throw and a catch. And again, now it becomes important to remind that the hands stay down low. What you'll tend to see is hands kind of coming up and doing these kind of catches, and kind of like this, and trying to remind the children to keep their hands down low, and catch like this. Okay, cool. Then we move on to the second beanbag, and now we're going to do two throws, one into this one going to this puddle, and then this one going to the other puddle, and initially we'll just let this one go first, and once the first one's landed, the second one goes. And do that again, land, land. Now I'm starting with my right hand every time at the moment. You could introduce the idea of starting with your weaker hand first. Good. Then we'll move on to the same exercise, but trying to throw the second beanbag as the first one lands. So it's okay. And then I might try and throw the second beanbag before the first beanbag lands, like this. So underneath there, we can see that little gap there. There it is, and underneath it goes. Underneath. Underneath. Okay, so we've done that. Now the next stage is to imagine catching the second beanbag. Imagine catching it. So I'm not going to catch it, but I'm going to think, oh, I could have caught that, but I didn't. Here we go. There it is. I followed it with my eyes to show you. And so I'm imagining catching it. There it is. I'm not catching it, but I could have done. Remember also to to do it again, starting on the weaker hand. So there, could have caught that one, but didn't. Could have caught it, but I didn't. And then the next stage is to catch the second one. There we go. And the weaker hand. There we go. What you need to be careful of is as this happens, children will tend to start to do this, to throw them both together. But we want them to do one, then the other, because it's actually harder. So rather than throwing them both together, because throwing them both together and catching them both, you could offer this as a little trick in between, so the children have a chance to do that. But in terms of the juggling sequence, we want one then the other. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, we're going to imagine catching the first one. So there it is. We could have caught that one. Could have caught that one. Now this is one of the hardest bits because we're going to now catch the first one, and it's harder because the beanbag is entering this hand whilst the other beanbag's leaving. So it looks like this. So we're just catching the first beanbag. Okay. And then we can move on to the next stage where we catch both. So it's catch, 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 catch. And we're trying to go underneath that first throw. The first throw coming here, and we're coming underneath it here. Okay, cool. Now we pick up the third beanbag, and we're going to do the next stage, which is 3 throws and 3 drops. So getting those rainbow throws very nice again, and getting the pattern. Starting off always with the hand with 2 beanbags. So it's throw, throw, throw. And again, throw, throw, throw. Trying again with the weaker hand starting. So throw, throw, throw. Okay, cool. Then we're going to catch the third beanbag. So it's throw, throw. Oh, I forgot the stage of imagining catching the third beanbag. So let's do that first. So I could have caught that one. I could have caught it, but I didn't. And when you get to the 3 beanbags, it's quite good to do this imagining stage because it helps you just to kind of focus your awareness in different places. So there it is. I could have caught that. Okay. Now I'm actually going to catch the third one. And with the weaker hand. Oopsie. Yep. Now I'm going to catch the first one. So here it is in my right hand. I'm going to try and catch that one and drop all the others. Yeah. I can do the imagining stage. There it is there. I could have caught that one. Okay, now I'll actually catch it and drop the other 2. Cool. Try with the weaker hand. Good, so I've caught the first and the third now. And now let's have a go at catching the second one. This is possibly the hardest one because you've got to remember which one it is. So I know it's going to be this one. So it's 1, 2, there it is. And with the other hand, 1, there it is. I've got it, okay. Now I could catch maybe 2 and 3. So drop the first one, catch 2 and 3. Then I could catch 1 and 2. 1, 2. And then I could catch 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then when I've done that, I just need to then keep the cycle going and catch number 1 again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. Another good trick is to focus on a point in the distance that's not moving. Some people find that helpful. Cool. Okay, great. Yeah, I think that's everything. I hope that's helpful. Thanks.